It was
Are you a
great.
big UFC fan?
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Not really anymore.
No.
I mean, I love the fighting now, but it's watching it is not the same.
You saying right now just because of no fans?
Yeah, the no fans thing
Yeah.
kind of throws it off. It's so quiet, dude. You can
It
hear
is
everything.
quiet.
But it's still great to watch fights, man. I'm pumped to watch. Hopefully apparently Connor and Poirier are gonna go at it again.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
I think that's booked already, right?
Is it?
I believe so.
I think they might have just did that last week. They're talking GSP versus Khabib. That would be crazy. Both come out of retirement.
Mhm.
They're both, essentially undefeated. I mean, St. Pierre lost his first 2 fights, but then he went
on a tear.
undefeated. Yeah, he tore it up. So
Yeah, he lost to.
Michael Bisping.
Didn't he lose to Matt Hughes at one point?
He lost to Matt Hughes, ended up fighting him again, kicked the shit out
Kicked
of
the
him.
shit out of him, and
yeah,
then from
both
then
the guys
on-
he lost to. I don't remember who the first loss was, but both the people he lost to, Matt Hughes was one.
Yeah.
He came back later and kicked the shit out of both.
Yeah,
of them.
Matt Hughes was like a dominator at that point. I think it must have been their first fight. Yeah, he beat him. Then did a
destroyed him,
rematch,
yeah.
destroyed him, and I think they might have did another rubber match in GSP.
They might have done a third one. Yeah, dude, Matt Hughes. Dude,
He was the
got
dude
hit.
before GSP.
Yeah, he's Did you hear about what happened with him?
Mm-mm.
Dude, he was driving and his truck was hit by a train. He's
What?
I don't want to say he's paralyzed, but he might be. I know he was on crutches for a while, but yeah, dude, his truck got T-boned by a train.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what the story was. I don't know if he was driving drunk or what
He
it was,
didn't
but
die?
yeah, he got destroyed. And yeah, he had multiple surgeries. He had that slow speech too, he had to relearn how to
Damn.
talk again. He got messed up, man.
That's
Yeah,
really unfortunate. That's crazy.
yeah. They had him on a UFC Hall of Fame thing, and he came up and he had his crutches and stuff. And yeah, sad, super sad.
I never
dude. He was
heard
a
about
great,
that.
Great guy.
Yeah, dude, he was a champion for a while.
Yeah, super good fighter. Fun to watch. Him and Forrest Griffin were both like that.
Bro,
But,
Forrest,
yeah, they're both good.
he was a tank, but I remember it's maybe it's sad, but I was a big Anderson Silva.
The Spider.
I was a big fan of his, so
So you probably hated when Adesanya kicked his ass, huh?
no, I'm a big Adesanya fan.
Okay, yeah. All right, so you switch governments.
Stylebender,
Yeah.
dude, he's fucking badass.
Dude, he needs to fight Jon Jones.
Yeah, I agree. Because I love Jon Jones too. I'm not so much of a I love all those guys. I just want to see a good fucking fight.
Yeah, dude, I don't care if you're a serial killer, man. If you can put on a banger, I'm watching it. That's
Bro, they could make a prison league.
They should.
Dude, I bet there's some dudes in there.
Yeah, that would get
But
nasty.
no, I was gonna say when Anderson Silva fucked up, embarrassed bad Forrest Griffin. Do you remember that fight?
I don't know if I do or not. There were so many fights like that.
That was kind of in his
when he would do the hands behind the
heyday,
back.
and he juked him remember the last fight of his where he was kind of juking and then he got fucked up.
Yeah, he got clocked.
He did that with Forrest Griffin though, a few years earlier when we were younger, and it was embarrassing because Forrest bit and he just I think he just clean knocked him out. I don't know. You'd have to look it up, but it was a bad look for Forrest Griffin. And Forrest Griffin was really good. Anderson Silva was
he came out of nowhere, man. He came in and people were like, "Who's this guy?" And
Forrest Griffin?
No, Silva.
Anderson Silva.
And just started wrecking people.
Yeah,
he just ran that.
He was a
division.
dude that seemed so good for so long that when I forget the dude's name, was it Chris?
Lieben?
Yeah, who beat him?
That was his first fight.
Right? That
His
was
first
Chris
fight.
Lieben's first fight?
No, that was Anderson Silva's first fight. Yeah, they put him against Chris Lieben.
No,
knocked him out, I think.
No, the dude who ended up beating Silva. He was a white guy. I forget his name, but it was just a big surprise because he was kind of a younger guy. I don't think he had that many fights, and then he beat Silva twice.
What was his name? Yeah, dude, I remember what you're talking about.
And it was just whoa.
White guy. I don't remember what his name
Yeah, I
is.
think he had dark hair, brunette dude or something. I thought his name was Chris. You can look it up.
Chris Weidman. That's who it is.
That's Chris Weidman? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And it was just because Silva had been the champ for so long, embarrassed people, and then this dude just came and beat him, and it was just a shock. And I thought for sure, okay, he's going to come back, and he's going to kick his ass. That was just a fluke. And then I think he broke his leg in the rematch.
Yeah, he kicked him right here, and it
Yeah,
split his leg in half.
Yeah.
Split his shin in half. It's disgusting.
Bro, I remember watching this. I have no idea who it was, or even if it was UFC. I remember being at a wrestling tournament. We would just do out-of-town tournaments. And a friend of mine's dad, one of our other coaches, showed us this early UFC style, whatever league it was, fight of this dude. He was just trying to do a bunch of shin kicks, and he shin kicked shin kicked one time and then went back to step on his leg, and his fucking shin broke in half. Like, it must have been on the kick that he broke his shin, and then he went to like plant on it.
Dude, yeah, that
and
was
it
like
just folded.
that was literally what Silva did. He kicked him,
Yeah.
and you saw his shin wrap around the guy's leg,
Yeah.
and then he pulled it back and went back to normal. So you were like, did I just see what
The fuck just happened?
You were like tripping for a second, and then he goes to step on it, and he steps and it folds right here, and you're just like, oh, dude, and he hits the ground. He was like, what the fuck? Yeah,
dude, those injuries. Are you all right with gruesome shit?
oh, dude, I love it.
You love it?
I love that shit.
I'm fine with blood and like really bloody shit, whatever, like surgical shit, but I feel like broken, like joints bent backwards. Give me the fucking.
Oh, dude.
Did you ever watch like Scarred when we were kids?
Yeah. I used
like
to
that
watch
type of shit.
I was grungy, dude. I was a skateboarder, so
Same, but
Yeah.
that's why I hated watching dudes like fuck up their knees and their ankles.
dude, that was like the first. That was like the first real show that you watched, and you were like, you couldn't eat and watch that show.
Yeah.
No, it was like dudes were taking rails to the chin, and they'd be, dude, there was some nasty stuff, man. Dudes like breaking their neck, like it was just stuff that you were like, what?
It was and a lot of freak shit. I remember a dude on there, on a rail. I think he was skateboarding. I think it was just some kid in his driveway. Split his balls. Like literally, his testicle came out of his balls.
Yeah, you probably saw blood just dripping down his pants.
Yeah, I don't know if they showed it, but I think he said he literally had to drive to the hospital with his ball in his hand so they could go put him back in.
Not ideal.
It's fucked up.
Not ideal. That's not.
Oh god, bro, that show. Yeah, I'm fine with blood and like cuts and most things, but like
Real injuries like that, yeah.
like George Paul. Am I saying that right? No. Paul George. I said his name backwards. George Paul.
Oh, dude, the basketball. Yeah,
Paul George's fucking injury.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a compound fracture, because I think that's when it comes out.
yeah. Him and Kevin Ware. I remember that guy.
Kevin Ware, yeah, that college dude.
That one was
he goes
gruesome
up
too.
I think he went up for a layup or something, came down, and just
split.
just gave out.
Again, like his shin.
Yeah,
I think it was his shin and then his bones sticking out.
Yeah, it was out of the front.
It's that type of shit where I think it's just limbs bent the complete wrong way.
Dude, the worst is you see the teammates that are like the worst is their reaction. That's what makes you feel sick, is because you're looking at them and they're like, oh, like these dudes are ready to throw up because this dude's down holding his leg and his shin is sticking out of his leg. Yeah, they're literally, I think some of them like ran. Yeah. Like they ran to the locker room. They're like, I'm not looking at this. Like,
oh
fuck
my god.
that.
Can you imagine seeing that right in front of you though? That'd be like it'd be like a double take. Like, what the fuck am I looking at? And then at least I think I would be. It'd be hard to imagine.
Yeah,
right
I've never seen anything crazy like that before.
No. I broke a kid's arm in wrestling once. That was not nice to look at.
That's not cool, man. It's not cool.
Definitely wasn't on purpose. He was like it was just in
like
practice.
an arm bar or something.
No, it was just a kid. Like we would just do. It was when I was pretty young though, even. But we do like, I forget what they're called. There's definitely a name for it, but whatever. Some one-on-one live wrestling drill at the end of practice where you got two teams and it might have been like king of the mat or something. So you stay out there and wrestle, and then the next team keeps sending guys out there until you get beat. And it was this kid who wasn't that great, and I think he just planted like kind of when you sit out. I think he was trying to do like a switch or something. He was just trying to plant his arm, and I think it like folded in half the wrong way.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do when you're falling. That's like the biggest thing they teach you is not to stick your arm.
Oh, yeah.
They teach you to like, you want to like.
Well, even in practice, at least when we were kids, it was a thing. You'd get yelled at in practice, like watching when everyone's sitting around and you're learning something. You can't sit with your elbows, like your hands back like this, because someone could walk by and just hit your elbow.
You're supposed to smack it when you're falling back like that, or if you're getting like. What is it? If you're getting like suplexed, we always learn that in our tactical training. We've been learning base training. Yeah,
do you guys do a lot of?
We did hand-to-hand combat stuff, just in case you have to wrestle somebody.
Is it like? Do you do Krav Maga?
No.
No. So I want to do that.
It was all basic stuff, dude. It's all like basic judo. Just kind of.
Do you like it?
It was cool, man. Yeah, like for sure. Because like I said, I never wrestled. I always wanted to. So it was kind of cool to kind of learn some of that stuff. Actually, I wrestled a kid when I was in basic. I wrestled. He was, dude, I had like 10 pounds on him. So it's really, I can't even brag about it. But he was like a nationally ranked, like his name was Brandon. He was nationally something. Brandon something. I don't know. He's a little Asian kid.
Yeah.
And he was like the guy. He was just fucking people up, dude. And because he was a really good wrestler. Mm-hmm. And me and him wrestled, and I went the distance with him.
Yeah.
No one won. It was a draw. But I was like, fuck yeah, I tied this guy. And I was like, never wrestled a day in my life. So I felt pretty accomplished. But yeah, granted he did just wrestle like 5 people before me, so he was pretty exhausted. Yeah, and he wrestled like big boys. He was wrestling like 200 pounders.
How big was he?
Dude, he was.
Like
I was like 150. So he was 140.
140
had to be.
Yeah. Having any sort of training like that definitely
it
helps a fuck ton, but there definitely also is like a tipping point where it doesn't matter, the dude's so big.
Yeah, man, that's what they got to take into account in like UFC, you know. It's like, for example, like an Adesanya versus Jones fight, I don't think it would happen because Jones would never be able to get down to that weight, and even then, like if he was heavier, he's got the advantage.
Yeah.
He's
he
a great wrestler. Dude, he's going for heavyweight right now.
Yeah, he's going up from 205, right? But
yeah,
what is Adesanya at, like 180?
Dude, yeah, he's a middleweight, I want to say.
I forget what class he's in.
He's got to be a middleweight because he's not a light heavy.
Yeah, and then Usman's above him, isn't he?
Usman's a middleweight, so maybe he's welterweight. I think he's a welterweight, Adesanya. So yeah, it's just like, dude, you could never make that happen because Jones. Yeah, okay, Adesanya's a great striker, but dude, you're dealing with a guy that's a heavyweight. You know, you can't, and he's a fantastic wrestler. Mm-hmm. Like that's his strong suit.
And his strong suit is just, I mean, both of them have the same strong suit of like just weird athleticism, and their fighting style is just like,
yeah, they're both goats in their own respects. Like Adesanya is a very, very accomplished kickboxer. He's had over like 200 kickboxing fights.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that until
like he had a lot of credentials and before the UFC.
Yeah, he was fucking dudes up.
Yeah, he was like a very established fighter, and then he comes in the UFC, gets the title in less than a year. He was nuts.
Was it that fast?
He had his first fight within less. He didn't get his belt in less than a year from starting the UFC, but he had his first fight, and then not even a year later, he did another fight for the belt. He was a champ.
Fuck.
So 2 fights.
He was already in. Yeah, dude, I saw him on some podcasts, and I'd heard of him. I think he was the champion already, but listening to him, that's what made me a fan of his. Is just like, fuck, this dude's pretty sick.
He's a solid dude, man. Good work ethic.
Yeah,
for sure.
And he's from somewhere in Africa. I think him and Usman both are. It might be the same country. I forget.
I want to say Usman's from Nigeria.
I don't know, because I think it was probably on Joe Rogan that he was asking if they would ever fight because they're both champions, and he was saying they never would just because they're both champions from somewhere where there usually hasn't been one, so they don't want to. They want to basically represent their home as much as they can. They don't want to, have to go against each other. Yeah. And I think they train at the same training camp.
They might.
I think they're on the same team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes complete sense to me. But, yeah, because Usman's good as fuck, too.
He's a killer.
Yeah, those dudes are.
The Nigerian. He is Nigerian because they call him the Nigerian Nightmare.
Do they? Okay, so they're from Nigeria? Yeah. They're fucking insane. UFC guys are crazy.
Yeah, it's a different level, man.
Mm-hmm.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.